Yo, what's up, crew? Welcome back to the Systemize Your SMMA Masterclass. This is episode 3 of a 5-part series. So if you missed the first 2 episodes, make sure you go back, watch those. I'll link them somewhere around here or in the description so you guys can go access those before you jump in. But let's do a quick recap on what we covered in the last 2 episodes. And if you haven't done this, once again, go back and do it. These are critical to-dos. So if you've not built out your crucial client journey yet, make sure you go back and build this out. That was episode 1. Following that, it flows into our organizational structure framework and our SOP assignment sheet. If you have not done those yet, make sure you go back and do these. Otherwise, this is not going to flow properly in today's lesson. Now, going into the SOP assignment sheet, this is kind of where we left things off in episode 2 of the series so far, and we talked about the lanes, the SOPs that we need to build, the description of the SOP, and the key players. Now, we're going to zoom in specifically on one of these today, which is going to be in the fulfillment lane, onboarding, and then a new client onboarding. I'm going to give you guys a nice example to run off of, that way you have an idea of how to build and structure your SOPs. Now, I'm the key player in this scenario, so Hank had to sit this one out, unfortunately, so you guys will be following me along in this system creation. Now, for SOP creation, guys, there are some rules that we do have to follow when building our SOPs. And if we zoom in here, we have to choose a system that our team is currently struggling with. So we don't necessarily want to systemize all the things our team is great at. We want to pay attention to some things that maybe they're struggling with, maybe are some problems, because SOPing and building out the process for this will help you bring out the inefficiencies within that specific lane or that specific position that you're trying to solve. So tend to start there in the things that are most effective for your client journey, right? So if it hits on your client and it is a struggle point within your agency currently, then I would definitely focus on those first. From there, find out who helps produce the result for the system that you're building. Now, we talked about this in the last episode. We do not want you building every single piece of your SOP, okay? If you have key players, if you have team involved that can show you the process and can run this process, then put them in charge. Send them this video and say, hey, watch this. I need to create systems specifically on this department and through our onboarding process through fulfillment, right? You can task your team with this. I promise it's not that hard. You just have to ask. And then from there, we're going to use Loom. So if you guys have not downloaded Loom yet, I'm pretty sure they have a free version and a paid version, but Loom is going to be pivotal for this. If you don't have Loom, it will save you so much time, effort, and energy in this process of creating SOPs. So if you don't want to spend hours and hours creating SOPs, get yourself Loom. And what we'll do is we'll use that to record how someone on your team or you works through the system of choice. And then note, your first go at this will definitely not be your last. Whenever I've created SOPs, I've always looked back on it like, that's not the way it should have been. Right? I can make this a lot better. So just make sure that you revisit these on a regular cadence. Okay. 4, we're going to run a ChatGPT prompt as well through this, so you'll need some ChatGPT because, once again, we are looking for efficiency and speed in this SOP creation. I don't want you spending all day on this. I want this to be fast and done quickly and then implemented into your team. And then lastly, we're going to create some document structure around this, and I'll show you guys how to do that at the very end. All right, so let's step into this here, and let's look at a quick Loom recording, something that I put together on my side for you guys to just kind of show you a little bit of our onboarding process and some quick tips on this. One, it may be helpful to make a few bullet points if you're not 100% sure how the system will flow, or maybe you'll get lost in the middle of the flow of the SOP if it's a little bit longer. Make some bullet points to help guide you. And then remember, most mistakes can be edited out, right? Probably the multiple times that I've messed up on this video already, those are all edited out. So just know you can edit out a lot of this inside your videos. Even if you're doing this on Loom, you can cut certain pieces out. And then remember, this won't be the last time you create this. So if it feels clunky, that's fine. Okay, they're normally going to feel clunky. Even watching this video, it's probably going to feel a little clunky as well. So what we'll do is we'll go through this video real quick. I'll show you what our onboarding, it's about 2 minutes to kind of show you the internals of the onboarding, and then we can move on to the next step.
Yo, what's up, team? Just want to make this quick video on a new client onboarding for Phoenix. You will start this in Go High Level, so this is the starting point. So they say, yep, I'm ready to go, ready to sign up. Sweet. There is going to be a place, and no matter what view you're in, you could be in the agency view or even in the the team snapshot as well, or like the Hydra team account. Doesn't really matter what you guys are in. But from here, you're going to click the new onboarding document right here, and basically it's going to pull up the form. Okay. For this, it's just going to be their first and last name, their email address, their company name, and then from there the program agreement. So these are the payment terms that we have. So we have a paid in full, we have a 2-pay, 3-pay, 4-pay, 5-pay, 6-pay. So whatever you sell them on is what you'll do, and then from here you'll send that agreement. Now, just note that when you send the agreement, sometimes it like kind of does a spinning wheel of death. Like nothing really happens after you hit send agreement. It just kind of sits here. So if you're waiting for something, don't, because it's gonna send. Okay, and if you get like the little spinning wheel down here, that'll happen from time to time. It will send out after you hit the send agreement button. Just tell them, cool, this should be coming through in just a second. Why don't you just check your inbox for me? Okay. And that's pretty much it for the beginning step as far as onboarding the client. This is going to trigger a couple different things, and I can show you what that looks like. Let me just switch over to the Miro board here. Okay. So once that form is completed, the agreement is sent through DocuSign. The client profile is made inside of ClickUp. Once they sign that document, the onboarding subtasks are created. The engagement manager is tagged. Client is added to the Kajabi portal as well, and then granted access to that Phoenix program. Okay. And then from there, we move into the next steps, but that will be in the next video.
All right, so as you can see from that SOP, we have things kind of laid out. I just recorded our process, and you'll see the process map in there as well. That's not meant for this specific task for you guys today. So just know, like, we'll get to the process onboarding in a little bit later lesson in the masterclass, but it won't be this one. I want to give you guys like a minimum viable setup so you can start creating systems and don't have to think about every single little nuance that we go through. Now, eventually, we will get to those more in-depth process maps to help fish out efficiencies in the business, make sure that we are building in the right way, and make sure that we're not having a ton of waste inside of the business. So just know that'll come in a little bit later episode, but this is the start of creating SOPs. It's just creating a Loom video, showing yourself going through step by step exactly how the process is done. From there, you guys can download the transcript from your Loom video. So this is inside of Loom here, and you can see there's this little 3-dot button or hamburger menu. Okay, you click on this to download the transcript, and what you'll do is you'll take that transcript, okay, and you can bring it into a notepad. Like, this is what the transcript would look like if you brought it into a notepad or just into a Google document. This is what it would look like, right? So it's got the timestamps on it, and it's kind of choppy, right? But what's great is that we can utilize ChatGPT to kind of fish through all of this and start to structure a SOP for our team, okay? Now, moving up to step number 3, once we've pulled the transcript, we're going to run it through ChatGPT. And if you guys stay towards the end here, I'm going to give you guys this ChatGPT prompt as well as the example SOP that you guys can have and use as an example as you're starting to structure your own SOPs. So the prompt that we use is pretty simple here. You are a COO with 10 years of operating experience in the SMMA niche. You are a professional in creating agency processes, systems, and SOPs for agencies who are trying to scale to 7 and 8 figures. You are proficient in softwares like ClickUp, Miro, Go High Level, Zapier, and Slack. You can edit these if you have a different tech stack. Any questions asked in this thread is expected that you answer with the utmost expertise. Okay, and so once ChatGPT has understood this, we will dump our transcript in and we will say, hey, I need a detailed SOP from this transcript, okay? And this is where the SOP creation actually starts. And this is what the result will look like. And this is what ChatGPT will spit back out, okay? And you can see inside of here, it'll give you a title for the SOP, the purpose, the scope, tools required, the procedure, step by step, right? And I don't have the full picture in here because it was pretty long, but I can show you what the inside of this looks like here in just a second. And then from there, step number 4, after you've gone through the process of creating your Loom video, downloading the transcript, uploading it into ChatGPT, and getting this response back, well, we have to create some sort of structure. And as you can see here, we have structure inside here. And sorry, it's not the highest quality GIF I've ever made. I can show you guys what this looks like here in just a second. But we have structure that is needed in order to store our SOP. And we'll get into SOP storage in the next episode. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're wanting to see how we set up an internal Wikipedia, how we're setting up SOPs, and making it to where our team has this pool of resources where they can search for different SOPs, playbooks, how to do specific things, tasks inside of the agency. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you subscribe. Here's how we kind of structure it out, and I'll show you what this looks like in a live setting versus just looking at it inside of a Miro board. But we have a title at the top. So this one for me was pretty simple, closing a Phoenix client SOP. Okay, relatively simple, doesn't take a lot. You can get a gist of what this SOP will be about simply by the title. Okay. From there, we have the step number. So we really only have 2 steps in our like onboarding process. There's like mini steps in between, but like the main step 1 is completing the GHL onboarding form. That triggers a lot of our automations and will flow into exactly what our onboarding process will look like. Okay. From that step, I always put the video first. I always find that a majority of our team likes to consume content through video format and listening versus just reading an SOP word for word. I think kind of gone are the days where people just have the SOP written out and then stored inside of like an internal Wikipedia. Now, we put the videos, and what I love about Loom is it has the ability to embed into a lot of different software. So whether you're using ClickUp, Notion, you can embed these videos directly into your project management software. And instead of them having to go to like a Google Drive or a separate application to go and find the system, you can integrate it directly into your project management software where you're working with clients on a regular basis, and everything can live in one spot versus you having to go to a new tab and open up a new software for it, right? So the idea is that we have everything concise and consolidated into one spot, okay? So we stack the video in there. Then from there, we have the written portion. And if you guys want the template, one, I'll include it in the description for you guys, but also you can grab it on the Miro board. I'll include the Miro board in the description for you as well. And then if you guys are looking for that Master COO ChatGPT prompt, you can have that as well. That will be in the description. Now, before we jump off, I want to show you real fast what this looks like inside of ClickUp. So let's hop over there. So this is the inside of closing a Phoenix client SOP that I just showed you guys. And this is exactly what the prompt spat out for us. Now, the embed itself, relatively easy. You guys can just copy and paste the link. You don't even need an embedded link for this. You can do it that way, but I find that actually just pasting the actual link works just as well. So just know that you can add this link directly in here. The nice thing about how ClickUp kind of structures their document feature is that if you use the different titles and the subheadings, you can actually skip to certain pieces. So if your team came in here and they said, hey, I want to go into some of the documentation and records of this, sweet, we could jump straight to that point in the SOP. Okay. Or maybe we go into some of the procedure, right? We want to jump straight there and just see how the step-by-step is actually done. Great. Well, that's all here and available for us. So this is how we have it structured. I've also seen this done where you can add columns in and you can have kind of like a split screen of like one half is the structured SOP and written. The other half might be the video. So you can structure it any way that you want. This is how we structure them. This is step 2 in our process and the Loom video that goes with it, and then the procedure that follows. So at the bottom here as well, I like to add this in is like we always do some sort of approval process for our SOPs. So who it was created by, we still need to review this or have someone review it internally just to make sure that it's being done the way that it should be done, and then the approval date, and then what version that we're currently on with it, because we will update the versions as we go along, and just make sure that we're staying up to date with how our onboarding actually happens. So this kind of gives you guys an example, and I'm going to include this template in the description for you guys, so go and grab that. And that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys enjoy the SOP creation, if you enjoy the systemization side, make sure you leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe. There's still 2 more masterclasses. Next masterclass will specifically be on structuring your Wikipedia. How does your team find all this stuff? Where is it going to be stored at? We're going to show you exactly how we do this inside of ClickUp. We'll provide the templates, everything that you need to make sure that you're getting the value and the ability to scale your agency without all the headaches. So we'll see you guys in the next one.